guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chichi and I do share about our life experiences here in New Zealand with immigration news on the side. To all of you who have subscribed to my channel, thank you very much for your never-ending support. Most especially to those who have been sending me private messages to make a query or just to simply connect. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to do so. Just click on the subscribe button and click the notification bell as well so you will always be on the know once I've uploaded a new video. Sorry na guys, medyo natagalan na naman ako mag-upload this time. It has been very busy at work. Kaya naman kapag day off ko talagang I take the chance to just enjoy my family's company and of course to have some lazy time. For today, this is just going to be a very casual video. I would like to give you an update on what's happening here in New Zealand. You must have heard in the news and in social media that we are currently experiencing recession. I myself is not very familiar about recession, but I know that things are getting a bit expensive, and for me to understand more about what recession is, I went to Google, and according to Oxford Languages, a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Ngayon, hindi ko pa rin naintindihan kung ano ang GDP. Well, it might be a bit technical for us na hindi naman mga economists, so search na naman po tayo. GDP measures the monetary value of final goods and services. That is, those that are bought by the final user, produced in a country in a given period of time. In short, GDP gives us a picture about the economy of one country. And here in New Zealand, GDP is our official measurement of economic growth. For those of you who may be just about to come here to New Zealand either on a work visa or will be reuniting with your family or coming here to live permanently, you might be wondering on how this is directly affecting us consumers. Let me share how the dynamics of our spending has changed being a family of 4, considering that this economic issue is directly affecting us. My husband and I, we do set a budget for grocery, which includes money for us to spend if we'd like to eat out. For example, during the weekends, if we'd like to treat ourselves and, take a break from cooking, even just for one meal. Pardon me guys on how I look. Good morning. I have lost this clip of all the recordings that I did last night. But what I'm trying to say is, before we used to manage eating out twice in a day, but now we've trimmed it down to just once. And this is something that is pretty much valuable for us as a family and something that we don't want to be out of our routine because we all love food. And Saturday is the only time when my husband and I don't work at the same day. And of course, we've got the kids at home. So we try to keep it still within our weekend plans. That's why we're trying our best to make it happen each weekend. Aside from reducing the number of times we eat out, another adjustment we've been doing since the last few months is prioritizing which grocery items to get. I remember before I would normally get chips, all the extras, the chips, all the junks really, the chips, some chocolate treats and things like that. But now I would need to really make a good decision on whether do I need this thing or shall I just leave it here in the grocery? This means that we need to sacrifice the things that we want and focus on the things that we really need. Another effect of recession here in New Zealand is it has been a bit more difficult to get into the housing ladder. I remember my friend once told me that buying a house or a home is not for everybody. Now that I'm seeing what's happening here, it's a bit more clearer what she means. Here's what I'm trying to say. For example, you are a first home buyer, and of course, you would need to apply for a first home loan grant if you don't have enough money to purchase your home. Currently, majority of the banks, if I'm not mistaken, is requiring at least a 20% deposit of the total amount of the purchase of the house. If you'd like to purchase a $600,000 home, for example, then you must have at least $120,000 as your deposit. Plus, because you are borrowing money from the bank, you will be required to have a home insurance or a house insurance, home insurance, I think, which will be an additional expense for you. And on top of that, if you do own a home or a house, you would also need to pay your council rates, which is an additional amount of money out of your pocket. And I think this is also another thing that you would need to weigh as a consumer. Is it something that will affect your life, or is it something that you can afford? In addition to that, if you will look at real estate websites, you will see that there's a lot of houses out there for sale, but I don't think there is a big population of people living here in New Zealand who are able to afford purchasing a home just right now, considering that there is recession, and then we had the cyclone up north. There's a lot of recoveries happening as well, so it may be a bit heavy for some, but hopefully we will get through this and things will be better. I've spoken about food, I've spoken about housing, and of course, transportation is not out of the list. I have noticed that prices of secondhand vehicles here in New Zealand have increased compared to the last few years. Also, petrol. Just recently, the petrol subsidy that has been granted by the government last year has ended. That means we're paying more if we'd like to top up our petrol tank. I am using 91 unleaded color green in my vehicle, and I'm paying roughly about $2.70 per liter. If I would like to fill in my tank, that will cost me more than $100, and it usually lasts for like 2 weeks. But don't be disheartened, guys, because as long as you know how to handle your finances, you would be able to survive pretty well. Okay, guys, I think we just need to really know what is important to us, what we need to prioritize, and we'll be okay. I know this will not be forever. It's going to be just temporary. And of course, I'm hoping for a better tomorrow. Thank you for watching, guys. And please remember to subscribe and comment down below. Take care and enjoy your weekend. Bye!